Cruz, can I get a story from you? A
Listen,
statement
Bill,
of any
you know
kind?
how I feel about this thing, but... Excuse me, will you? Hey. What's the matter, baby?
Oh, everything. Just everything.
Oh, no. Now, when I left, you were going to go tell your family that you and I are back together again?
Oh, I did. Daddy was very happy. Oh, Cruz.
Then what is it?
I'm just afraid.
About the trial?
But Tate just can't be found guilty now, not the way Daddy is right now.
Well, I know it would break his heart probably, but I mean... I'd give anything in the world to be able to reassure you, Eden, but I don't know how.
Well, it looks bad for him. Everyone knows that. This trial could end today, and we haven't done anything to help him. I mean, why couldn't something be done to make sure this doesn't last any longer?
I thought that the shirt idea would pay off, but it looks like it's going to be a dead end. But I am pushing forensics to try to generate some alternative interpretation.
But it's a long shot.
Well,
we only have a few hours left.
Long shots pay off sometimes.
Sometimes isn't good enough. I'm sorry.
I know. It's okay, I understand.
I know you do. And why didn't Mason get more character witnesses for Ted? I mean, the entire senior class at Lyman Prep would have testified for him.
I think Mason's done a fine job of establishing Teddy's character. It's Christie's testimony and the pile of circumstantial evidence against him.
Then what can we do?
I don't know. But we can't give up.
I have never been so frightened in my entire life.
Ted, you were accepted at both Stanford and Harvard. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
But you decided to attend college here in Santa Barbara. What was your reason for that?
To be with somebody I care about a lot.
Your girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
Would you mind telling us who she is, Ted?
Her name's Lakin Lockridge.
Are you in love with her?
Yes, sir. Very much.
How long have you two been together?
A little over a year, on and off.
Were you together at the time Christy Duvall was raped?
Yes, sir. And we were closer than we've ever been before.
The bracelet that Christy Duvall stole was intended as a present for Lakin Lockridge, was it not?
Objection. Mr. Val has repeatedly denied having stolen that bracelet.
Objection sustained. What's your choice of words, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. The bracelet that Christy Duvall had in her possession was originally intended as a present for Lakin Lockridge, the young woman that you love. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Ted, did you rape Christy Duvall?
No, I did not.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Your examination, Mr. Bassett.
I gather you and Lakin haven't had an easy time of it, Ted.
No, sir, we haven't.
During the time that you and she were apart, did you date other girls?
No, not really. I went out with other kids and stuff, but I didn't go out with anybody special.
You're a one-woman man.
Yes, sir, I guess you could say that.
You're also a young and healthy man. Wouldn't it be fair to say that at least part of your attraction to Lakin is sexual?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Have you and Lakin had sexual relations, Ted?
Objection. The defendant's private sexual activity has no bearing on this case.
Your Honor, it seems to me that Mr. Campbell's attitude about sex and about women has every relevance to the crime he's accused of committing. The counsel for the defense has just taken great pains to establish his client's feelings of love for his girlfriend. I simply intend to further explore the nature of their relationship.
Objection overruled. I'm going to allow you to continue with this line of questioning for now, Mr. Bassett, and see where it takes you. Proceed.
Ted, I asked you if you and Lakin had ever slept together. Please answer the question.
Yes.
Often?
Objection. I fail to see any possible point to that question.
I'll get to the point if Mr. Capel will stop interrupting.
Objection overruled. I would expect you to connect this up, counsel.
I will, Your Honor. Ted, how many times would you say you and Lakin have had sex?
Two, 3 times.
Well, which was it, 2 or 3? That couldn't be too hard to keep track of.
I made love 3 times.
Would you speak up, please?
3 times.
3 times. In a little over a year. You stated you haven't gone out with anyone else. Are you saying you only had sex with a girl 3 times in a little over a year? A handsome guy like you.
That's right, sir.
Ted, would you say you had normal sexual drives for a young man your age?
I object, Your Honor, unless the prosecution can provide expert testimony on what's normal for an 18-year-old.
I'll withdraw the question. Ted, let me put it this way. Whose choice was it to have sex only 3 times in a little over a year? Yours or Lakin's?
It was both of ours.
Well, that must have been frustrating for you.
Well, it was frustrating sometimes.
So it wouldn't be
but
too far off the mark to say that you've been walking around for the past few years feeling pretty sexually frustrated.
Objection. He's putting words into the witness's mouth.
Sustained.
Ted, did you want to make love to Lakin many more times than you were able to?
No, it's not like that.
Just answer the question.
Well, I
yes or no.
can't. Now, all right, sure, but it was okay if we didn't because I love her that much, and it's okay if we don't until the time is right. That's how I feel, and that's how she feels too.
And when was that? Would you please tell the court when you made love to Lakin?
Same day I was thrown in jail.
You mean the day your bail was revoked for repeated violations?
Yeah, but July 30th.
July 30th. That was a couple of days after you raped Chrissy,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Objection.
no, I did not rape her. But yes, it was the same day that actually, it was the day after I was with Lakin.
In other words, you went with Lakin for months and months, but you only slept with her after you'd had sex with Christy.
I didn't have
Objection.
sex
The
with
witness has
Christy.
stated many times he never touched the girl.
Sustained. Mr. Bassett, your questions are improper.
Sorry, Your Honor. Ted, was your recent experience with Lakin your first sexual experience? You were a virgin until then.
Yes, sir, I was.
Well, you must have been in quite a bind, going steady with a girl who kept you at arm's length all the time.
No, she didn't keep me at arm's
A
length.
girl who wasn't ready for the kind of relationship you obviously were, but who wouldn't let you go.
Objection,
There was nothing
Your
like
Honor.
that.
He's putting words into the witness's mouth, just making speeches.
Isn't it true that Lakin was driving you crazy by holding yourself back? That you couldn't control yourself any longer? That you finally exploded and raped?
No!
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled. Prosecutor's questions is overheated, but it's within permissible bounds. I advise the jury to ignore the histrionics and pay attention to the witness's answers.
Look, Your Honor, I just want to say something here. Mr. Bassett here is making me sound like I'm some sex-starved nut. Now, rape is a crime of violence against women. There's nothing sexual about it.
That's right, Ted. It's the act of a man who hates women. You were abandoned by your mother when you were a child, weren't you?
I was 3 years old, but no, I was not abandoned. She was in an accident, and she got sick.
A 3-year-old whose mother suddenly disappears must feel deserted, rejected by the most important woman in his life. Is that where your anger at women came from, Ted?
I do not hate women.
The prosecutor's credentials as a psychoanalyst have yet to be established.
Sustained. Leave the psychological interpretations to the experts, please, Mr. Bassett.
I'll try, Your Honor. Ted, in your objective opinion, do you think Christy is attractive to men?
I object, Your Honor. The witness can't testify to what other men think. He can only testify to what he thinks.
Sustained.
What did you think of her, Ted?
Well, I didn't really think much about it. She's a cute girl. I think she comes on a little strong.
What do you mean by
sometimes.
coming on strong?
Well, she can be very seductive, and well, she'll talk about the men she was with. And
Did Christy seem easy to you? Did you think you could pay her to do what Lakin wouldn't?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you? You're rich, You can buy a kid like Christy?
Objection.
But when she said no, did you feel rejected again, the way you did with your mother?
Your Honor.
Did it make you so mad that you attacked her?
No!
Objection. He's not letting the witness answer anything. He's just making another speech.
She was going to have to make it up to you, wasn't she? All the times you'd been teased and turned down by your puritanical, frigid girlfriend.
And don't you talk about making that way, all right?
Order. There will be order in this court. Objection is sustained. You have gone too far, Mr. Bassett.
Sorry, Your Honor. There are only two kinds of women, do you, Capo? The virgin you worship and the sluts you pay for.
Objection.
In your mind, Christy was a slut, so she didn't have the right to turn you down. So she had to pay for it by being hurt, by being beaten and raped.
No!
Objection.
Sit down, Mr. Bassett. You are questioning this witness.
Didn't you admit it?
I did not rape her!
Order in this courtroom. Order in this courtroom.
Hi.
Hi.
You okay?
Yeah.
I'm with you. Can I help?
Do you have time?
Nothing but. What's on your mind?
What is it, in this life that you can trust?
Well, that's like the world's toughest question.
I believe in Ted. Not because he's my brother. He is the most honest human being I have ever met. And if one person on this earth should be treated fairly, it's him. He's never hurt anyone. Why is life being unfair to him?
Eden, he hasn't been convicted yet.
Don't give me false hope.
Yeah, I know. It seems bad for him. That's obvious. I admit that. But you know, I've seen some very surprising, even astounding reversals in situations like this. It can happen. So, I have hope.
I want something I can believe in. I want something I can count on. I need that.
Is it too easy to say you can count on me?
You know, when we're children, we always think that our mom and dad, they're indestructible. Because that's what, we just need them so much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unthinkable that they could die.
Are you talking about your father?
I'm still a child.
Yeah. And kind of a lost child right now, aren't you?
I need...
Come here. Oh, no, baby. Oh. I'm here for you. And I always will be.
I'm afraid to believe in that because I'm afraid something's gonna happen to you.
No. No, nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna be here for you, Eden, always. You need something to trust. You trust that.
I can't stand this. Ted was good. wasn't he?
Well, I think he did his best.
This Steve Bassett, I think he's the most hateful person I have ever met.
Mason, I've been looking at the pictures Nick has been taking.
Yeah?
I don't know if you realize this or not, but when Christy's on the stand, every time your back is turned, she's been staring at Bassett. And Nick caught him nodding to her and then alternately smiling at her and then frowning at her.
Well, do you think he could be prompting her?
In my opinion, that's what it looks like.
What does that mean?
Well, it could mean that Bassett is in on her lie.
Exactly, boy. If we could just prove that.
Well, wait a second. You mean he knows that Ted is not lying and he's still prosecuting him?
What do you think, Counselor?
Well, I don't think it's inconceivable. But I think it's more likely he's doing everything he can to get her to stick to her story so that his case holds up.
Mason, Ted can't go to prison because of those terrible people. They're ganging up on him.
Doing everything I can, Eden.
I know that. I do. And there's a lot of pressure on you. I'm really glad that you're defending him.
Thank you, Eden.
You know, I thought I knew your every expression and your every mood, but I don't think I've seen that look on your face right now. What are you thinking?
I was just doing what my parents always taught me to do when things got out of control. I was praying. Guess we ought to go in there, huh?
Look, I feel a lot better about things now that I talked to you, Cruz. I don't know, maybe it's what you said to me about trust. I do trust you. And I have faith in you. And I love you. And I feel better. Maybe your prayers have been answered, huh?
I sure hope so.